evening, Climax Springs. I'm Tyrus Butterfield, and you're watching Climax Springs News, where we bring you the latest updates. We've got a mix of everything today, from stormy skies to sports highlights, and of course, the wonderful community spirit that is Climax Springs. But first, let's talk about the weather. Tuesday kicked off the week with a bang, literally. Thunderstorms rolled in early and stayed with us all day, making for quite the wet and humid week. The high hit a mild 72 degrees, while we dropped it to a cozy 66 degrees Fahrenheit overnight. If you thought the rain was done, well, think again. Wednesday wasn't much better. Clouds hung around and scattered thunderstorms made an appearance, keeping that soggy vibe alive. Temperatures stayed pretty steady, topping out at 75 degrees Fahrenheit and dipping to 63 degrees overnight. A great day for staying indoors with a cup of tea. Now Thursday, things started to turn around a little bit. The storms packed up and moved on, leaving us with a partially cloudy skies and a big sigh of relief. By evening, the clouds parted, giving us a break from the rain just in time for the approaching weekend. And Friday, oh glorious Friday, brought us some of the best weather we've seen all week. Sunshine, clear skies, and the promise of a perfect weekend ahead. So if you got plans, you're in luck. Switching gears to sports, this past Monday, our very own junior high Cougars headed out to Wheatland for the annual junior high tournament. And let's just say they showed the competition who's boss. Both the girls and boys teams brought their A game in their respective games. Let's start with the boys team, who came out swinging, defeating their opponents with a final score of 45-27. Clay ended the game with a phenomenal 23 points scored, and Tufton Ritter wasn't far behind, adding 20 points to the scoreboard. And the girls? Well, they were just fierce out there. They clobbered their competition, winning 38-7, with McKenna leading the charge with a very impressive 32 points. We can't forget Jalen, however, who scored her first points this season, and of course Hannah, who earned a season high of 4 points. Unfortunately, our softball team faced some tough challenges this week. They played hard, but ended up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Friday's game against Wheatland ended with a 15-0 loss, and Saturday wasn't much better, with a 6-1 loss to Hermitage. On Monday, they still fought hard, but unfortunately fell 20-1 to Humansville. However, to finish the week, the Cougars battled with Hermitage on Thursday night, and the 3-run lead slipped away late in the 6th inning. Due to some good offense and Madison Wriggle's 11 strikeouts on the mound, the Lady Cougars fell 16-18 through a complete game battle. On Thursday, during the Wheatland tournament, the boys fought against Hermitage, one of the most fierce games they've had all year, and one that puts everyone on the edge of their seats. 4 quarters wasn't enough to determine the winner, in fact. In overtime, Clay Flowers, a 6th grader no less, hit a game-winning buzzer beater, giving the team a hard-fought, well-deserved victory. Also on Thursday, the girls' game did not have as desirable of an outcome, losing 27-50 against Hermitage. We've had some tough breaks, but here's the thing. Every loss is just another opportunity to grow and get better. Setbacks are just setups for a comeback. Keep your heads high, because you've got this. As a brief intermission, we prepare for our weekly quote. Never attribute malice to what can be attributed to ignorance. That quote is a principle called Hanlon's razor. It is a reminder that we shouldn't take the negative things that happen to us because of others personally. It's not always a result of someone's own bad will, but rather, like the quote says, their innocent ignorance. Now back to the meat and potatoes. A heartwarming display of goodwill and care. This Wednesday, our community came together for a life-saving cause, the annual blood drive at Climax Springs High School. It wasn't just about giving blood, it was about giving back to those who need it most. Maddie Arnett, the president of the blood drive, set a big goal this year, to beat last year's record, and with the event running from 9:44 a.m. to 4 p.m., that's exactly what they did, collecting blood from 32 donors. Plus, those who gave blood were treated to a free pass to the Dickerson Zoo and a chance to win a Lake Life drink. Talk about perks for doing something good. And let's not forget the Snickerdoodle cookies, folks. Thanks to the amazing Jen Klein, who picked up a large batch of cookies so everyone had a sweet treat after their donation. If you missed this one, don't worry about it. You can always donate in the future. Just remember, you'll need a valid ID, weigh at least 110 pounds, and be 17 years old, unless you're 16 years old, in which case you'll need a parent's signature. Easy enough, right? Well, that's all the news we have for today, folks. Whether you've braved the weather or cheered on our teams, we hope you had a great week. Stay safe, stay positive, have a great weekend, and as Truman says, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.